kid that doesn't know.
Good evening. Before I say anything else, President, let's get up here on the stage. My name's Coach Bell. I'm head wrestling coach. I don't know how much you know about wrestling, but this is one of the more physically and mentally enduring sports here in high school athletics. Yeah, make sure you say it. Now, I started off the season with 40 kids. This is all I have left. I do not cut. They cut themselves. Alright, so the guys you see up here, this isn't all of them. I think there's 2 that aren't here. One's a girl. They have come out here and they put in the time and effort and like I said, if you've never seen wrestling, you've never seen a wrestling practice before, it's intense. It's not for the weak-minded or the weak in general. Alright? Before I go any further, I had a bunch of things you saw the box up here. That's all the county awards they won. I wanted to make sure that these guys got recognized because this is a sport that doesn't get a lot of recognition. It's not like basketball and football and all those other big sports. So I want to make sure that these guys got their recognition in front of their peers. First person I want to say, call up is Chris Kelly. Now, and he's about to get 2 awards here. Chris Kelly, little Chris Kelly here, in November, thought he was going to be a basketball star. All right, he was going to be the point guard for varsity. He was going to go out there and dominate. But things didn't go that way. All right, and he made this glorious decision to decide to let wrestling be his winter sport. All right, and another lesson you get in wrestling is it's not a sport where 9 times out of 10 you don't go out there and start to succeed automatically right off the gate. It's one of those sports where you literally got to fall on your face probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 times before you realize what you're doing. Chris is one of those stories. All right, starting out probably before Christmas, he probably won maybe 3 matches out of 20. After Christmas, after we worked with him, he started getting the hang of it. He won all but 2. And he ended up being exactly 23 and 23. Or, yeah, 23 and 23. And whoever did the awards for the county, and I don't say anything, but they messed up the award. It says honorable mention for 113. He got first place at 120 in the county. All right, so there you go, Chris. Yeah. The next award he's getting is a new award. I don't know how many people have done this before, but I think it's really important because this is a sport where a lot of guys don't do this sport until they get into high school. So if you're in a situation like Chris Kelly, you come up, you had something in mind in November, and then the next week you're playing a whole other sport, and you got to learn on the fly. I think it shows a lot when a kid can pick up a sport in a matter of weeks and start succeeding at it. So this is the first time wrestling's ever had this award before. This is Rookie of the Year. And it goes to Chris Kelly. Alright. Next one. Let's see who we got next. Soul. Terrell Soul. Now, Terrell didn't get first place in county. That's okay. He's a freshman. It's the first time he's ever wrestled before. He wrestles in the hardest weight class, 138, 145. This is where you see the little guy that's super jacked up and can body slam anybody in the room. Now, as you can see, he's not quite as jacked up as everybody else was, but he's just a freshman. He's still learning. But he went out there, he put in the time and effort, and he got county runner-up. So he got second place in the county. Next person coming up, Joshua Watts. You probably heard of him. Legend, Josh Watts. Now, Josh Watts, I don't know if you've ever met this kid before, but this is one of those guys that everybody wants on the team. He's a leader on the mat, and whatever sport he does, whatever he does, he's a leader in it, and he's a leader outside or in the classroom, in school. And he's not one of those guys that's barking orders or hounding you for anything. He leads by example. His hard work shows his leadership and what he has to bring to the table. Now, Josh Watts, he got first place at regionals, he qualified for states, he got first in the county, he got second in the conference. We're not going to talk about that. All right, he's captain of the team. This year, this summer, he's going to be going to UNCP, where he'll be wrestling for O.T. Johnson, and he's our MVP for the wrestling team. Next, Monquez Town. He's one of these guys that started off wrestling as a freshman, didn't know anything about it. Luckily, he picked up a friend in wrestling, Josh Watts, and they've been best buddies inseparable ever since. This guy, I love him with all my heart. I treat him like he's one of my kids. He's just the type of kid you want. Hard work, great work ethic, works hard in the classroom, and he got county champion at 160. He got second place in conference. That's okay, because the guy got first with the senior, so he's out. He qualified for regionals, and hopefully next year he's going to stay. Now, next guy I got coming up, Thomas Thompson. This guy's own style of doing stuff. Alright. I had to drag him to wrestling last year. He started off, he had no idea what he was doing. He still didn't know what he was doing by the end of the season. But this season he came in, and I don't know what happened. I guess he got an early taste of success or something like that. He just wanted to keep getting that. And he slowly but surely improved himself. He went at first in the beginning of the season, he used to get dogged by him, just like, amateurish type guy. And then next thing you know, he's dogging them, trying to be all slick and whatever. But he transformed into a whole other person from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And he ended up being first place in the county. He got first place in the conference. He placed third in the regionals. That qualified him to go to states, and in our county, he was the furthest to go in the state tournament. And he also got the most improved. All right, next, Jesse Allen. Now, this guy, he's kind of transformed into a man also. I don't know what happened. Last year he came in as a freshman. He was doing his own thing. He was trying to go out there and beat up on some guys. Now, he came in this year and he's becoming a little bit of a hammer out there on the mat. He got first in the county. He got first in the conference. Qualified for regionals. Didn't make it to state, but I see him being there next year. And he's all around great guy. All right, next, Josh Strickland. What can I say? Words can only describe so much. All around great kid. Always put his heart in everything he did. His records might say one thing, but his heart and his work ethic said otherwise. He came through in probably the biggest upset of the year. I wish I had a big screen to play that match, because crazy. That dude, you would have probably bet your money on the other guy like 10 times. All right? But he came out here with that one, and he stuck the guy right there at the very end. And he got first in the count. And he did qualify for region. Now, last person. Derek Porter, also known as Tennis Man. I don't have any awards for Derek, but Derek doesn't need me. Because this shows you a lot about his character. Because he came out to wrestling every day. He wasn't a varsity guy. He didn't even get the little bit of glory that a varsity guy gets. He didn't get any of those medals that all these other guys did. But he came out there and he worked. And I feel like if he keeps working like he's going to, it's going to pay off. I mean, look at him. He's a giant. So I just want him to keep up that same work ethic, and I wanted him to be recognized for his work ethic out there on the mat. Finally, I saved this one for the last Robeson County Wrestler of the Year. Take a wild guess. Josh Watt. Like I said, Josh Watt, I can only say so much about him without, repeating myself so many times. Great kid. Hopefully he does well at UNCP when he goes there in the summer. Thank you.